Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament, of the Hebrew Bible, or Christian Bible. I use the King James Version because he's my great-great uncle, fifth removed, or something like that. But it's in the family. Today, I'm going to be talking more about marijuana. But I'm going to be telling you the story of how the war on drugs started. I bet not many of you know this story, so I'm going to tell it to you because it's an important story. I've been saying that the prohibition against marijuana and other drugs is unconstitutional, and I'm going to back that up with fact. You're going to have to look up the specifics because, hey, I'm not here to do your work for you. If you want to know the truth, look it up yourself. That's how I found it. But I'm going to tell you it's there. So, when I realized, after putting the prophecy together, that it was about the war on drugs, and that my job was to defend the right of the drug users, well, I had to research the war on drugs. I had to find out what the actual facts were so that I could undo them. So, this is how the war on drugs came about and why it's unconstitutional. Now, the first prohibition against a drug in the United States of America, where the war on drugs originated, came in the form of a prohibition against non-prescribed use of cocaine. Now, back in the 19 teens, a lot of salesmen ran the roads, and they would sell what was called snake oil cures that they would lace with cocaine. Now, the people would drink the stuff and get high on the cocaine, feel great, and buy more. But the salesmen were mixing up this stuff in the back of the wagon, and they would use anything that came to hand to make it medicinal, to make it taste right, to be a medicine. And this actually killed a lot of people. They were unethical salesmen who knowingly laced poison with cocaine and sold it on the open road. Very dangerous stuff. That first prohibition was, and in my eyes, justifiable. Not because it prohibited the legal use of cocaine, but because it stopped people from murdering people using cocaine. Now, since then, cocaine, has been prescribed by doctors, and yeah, it's an illegal drug and it has its purpose. But its purpose was never to be snake oil medicine to kill people. Okay, that's where the original prohibition came from. And for that reason, not because of the drug itself, but because of the poisons that were laced with it. It was the poisons that needed to be outlawed, not the cocaine. But it was easier to make the cocaine go away than it was to make the unethical salesman do something right. Okay, the next prohibition was alcohol. And alcohol did not work. However, it made a lot of money for the police. Made them the star players in the drama of life. And they had a lot of fun with it. Made a lot of money. Put a lot of people in prison. Upped the ante on the prison system. Made the whole foundation for the war on drugs. But the drunk ass Americans were not going to have any of that. They wanted their alcohol. They wanted their poison legal. And alcohol is poison. That was what the cocaine was laced with, probably. But anyway, it's still a bad drug. It's a legal bad drug. A failed prohibition. But that set the stage for the war on drugs. Now, they couldn't uh, take alcohol off the market, but at about that same time, Dow Chemical Company had come up with a new chemical-based manufacturing method called plastic that was not able financially to compete with hemp, the not THC activated alien plant. Now, Dow Chemical could not create the world we have today based on plastic if they had not found a way to get rid of the legal, very profitable, very self-sustaining use of hemp. Hemp was cheaper, did the exact same thing. So Dow had to get rid of hemp, or they were going to go on, or they were going to fail. Well, Dow's lobbyists started nosing around, looking for a way to get rid of hemp. Texas was complaining, and the senators from Texas was complaining about Mexicans coming in from Mexico, bringing marijuana with them, and selling it to the jazz musicians in Louisiana, who were all over the French Quarter making loud music and smoking all kinds of pot that they were getting from the Mexicans. And both of these senators, Louisiana and Texas, were complaining about it, wondering what they could do. And Dow Chemical got in on this and said, hey, I want to get rid of hemp. Hemp looks just like marijuana. If you make marijuana illegal, you can get rid of hemp from it. And why can't you do that the same way you did it in the 20s with the prohibition of alcohol? Well, Anslinger, who was the head of the drug department, the war on drugs, he became the first czar on the war on drugs. He was enlisted, and he used propaganda to blatantly lie to the American public to convince them of things that were not true. Statistically speaking, things like, oh, if you smoke a joint, you're gonna go kill people. We all know today that the exact opposite is true. People who smoke marijuana are too lazy to go out and kill anybody. Unless, of course, they're gang related. And that's a totally different story. But the prohibition of marijuana was for profit for Dow Chemical and for the suppression of Mexicans in Texas and blacks in Louisiana. And for those reasons, and those reasons alone, I had to go to prison. When my temple, my sacred place of worship, was raided by the police. I am a high priestess of Zion. My temple was there for all to see. The sign was on the wall. Everybody knew and had known for 7 years that I believed that marijuana was for the use of God. It was the cult. No, it wasn't the cult. It was the fulfillment of prophecy. I already did it. I established the first and only Temple of Zion in York, Nebraska in 2007. and I went to prison for 2 years for worshiping God at my established place of worship. Unconstitutional? Look at the prohibition of marijuana. It was for profit of DOW Chemical Company. It was to oppress Mexicans and blacks. Yes, Black Lives Matter. Because if the bigoted, the racist bastard from Louisiana hadn't wanted to oppress the black people in Louisiana, there would be no prohibition against marijuana. So yes, Black lives do matter very much. Those are my people. And I'm standing up for them. It is unconstitutional, based solely on the fact that it is racial profiling. That's unconstitutional. So is the suppression of our rights, guaranteed to us by the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights says specifically that no law can be constitutional if it violates the precepts of the Bill of Rights. It is the foundation of the United States of America. It guarantees me the right to choice, the right to the pursuit of happiness, and the right to privacy. On those three grounds alone, the war on drugs is unconstitutional, because I alone have the right to determine my beliefs and how I worship God. It's my constitutional right to be self-determined. Only I can decide if marijuana is the tree of life or not. And only I have the right to choose whether or not I'm going to smoke it in the name of my religious beliefs. Marijuana makes me and a whole lot of other people in this nation happy. We pursue it in the pursuit of happiness. And that is our guaranteed constitutional right. And no law that violates that right, as long as we don't violate somebody else's right to do it, is unjustified. You can't take that right away from me. If marijuana makes me happy and it doesn't hurt anybody else, you don't have the right to tell me I can't use it. It's my guaranteed constitutional right to freedom of happiness. Just to pursue happiness however I choose. And my privacy? Seriously? What's more private than my saliva, my pee, my hair follicles? Mine, mine, mine. My body. My body. My choice. Not yours. Unconstitutional. It is oppression. It is for naught. But we'll take that up next time. It's not actually for naught. America makes a whole lot of money off of every citizen in the name of the war on drugs. Look into the budgets of this country. Every town, every county, every state, every parish, the District of Columbia. Look at how much of the taxpayers' money goes into the pockets of this government in the name of the war on drugs. You are paying for the oppression. I am paying for the oppression. And it's time for it to stop. So, Black Lives Matter. Potheads matter. Drug users matter. Everybody matters. Life matters. So may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, keep you from all harm, and teach you right from wrong. And may you be worthy of them, and not the other way around, because you're not worthy of them. I guarantee it. I'm not even worthy of them, but I'll do, because I'm the best that they found. So, keep your thoughts, words, and deeds pure. The Unicorn Way. Stay happy and high. Know I love you. Later. I'll never say goodbye.